Welcome back to another episode of Just Create, where last time I blew up Blockdown's redstone, made a tiny version of me throw a tantrum, and finally opened my first shop. Today I will finish this fort, this courtyard still needs some work, and hopefully we'll make some progress towards making more items to sell in the Black Powder Bay Emporium. I just need to decide what those items will be. First though, I was AFK getting some more gunpowder just before I started recording this episode, and Foxy came to see me to show off his new storage centre.
I need you to deposit some bread into my portal.
This sounds like a job for the bread baron. Sorry, the bread baron!
He's not online.
Oh, okay.
And also, he tends to deposit a little bit too much bread.
He does. This, yes, he does. Do you have bread on you for me to deposit?
Yeah.
Oh, why do you need me to deposit bread in the portal?
Well, because I need to see what happens at the other side of the portal and why it's flying all over the place.
Why are you sending bread through a portal?
Ah, Mr. Beardstone, you haven't seen my lag-free, zero-lag storage system, have you? That's going to be the perfect solution for all of us players on the server that encounter all of these laggy frames per second problem things.
Why have you made that sound like you're about to show me something incredibly laggy?
I have, honestly, it's perfect. Come see.
It must just be the way you said it, Foxy, but...
I think it's just your general ideas of me is that I tend to do things that I shouldn't, I don't know. I'll see you at my base.
Okay. Has your portal gone?
Yeah, well, the thing is, Miss Beardstone, there was
really
some
laggy,
problems.
Innit?
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was the fact that it made linking up my storage network impossible. And now I've just got big long tunnels. So this is my storage system, which is actually connected to the nether. If you request something from it, it will appear relatively quickly. Just like that.
And that's come through from the nether?
Yeah. Now, the problem is putting things back in, Miss Beardstone, which should work now, but I want to test it. And I know there's no sliced bread in my system. So what I'm going to need you to do in a minute when I go to the other side, but I'll show you the other side before we do it, but you're going to put some bread in there, and then you'll be able to see whether it goes in by looking at that chap. Okay, don't eat it all. This is my storage system. So the items come in here, Miss Beardstone. They go through into these backpacks here.
Yeah.
And they get stored in those. And then when I request them, the packages come out and they get sent through this nether portal here. The problem is, when the packages come in, they come in with such high velocity that I've had to put these grates here because they keep popping up and going over this. So I haven't tested it since I put these grates in. So I want to see if the bread will bounce off these grates and go into the funnels like they're supposed to, or if I'm going to have something a little bit more substantial.
Right, okay. So you need me to go through and throw some bread. I like
Please,
it.
That would be very useful, yeah.
I like it. It's a very big room for what is essentially a tiny...
Thanks to my comments, I was able to massively minimize it because I managed to massively over-engineer it in my last episode, which took up the entire room. And then they were like, why didn't you just do it the really simple, easy way? And I was like, oh yeah, because I'm dumb.
How did you make this take up a whole room?
Yep, let me know when you're about to throw the bread.
Well, I'm putting it in the bottom chest, yeah?
Yeah, bottom chest, yeah.
It's coming.
It's coming. No, yeah, it worked. It bounced off the grates and it went in the funnel.
I've got a job for you. You said
cabin boy.
No, well, you said you didn't want to be a cabin boy, and your way of asking not to be a cabin boy was to show the bread button into my cave and spam it with bread. That is not the way to advance in the pirate.
Right, I was being piratey.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to be piratey against your crew. That was the mistake, Foxy. But you can make it up to me, or to the crew, I should say, which is currently still just me and you, and potentially Silent. I'm not sure. It's been a little bit bad that everything we've stolen, pretty much, has been from Chosen, right?
Yes. So should we steal more of his things?
Yes, but also one of the things we stole was his prismarine shop, and I brought lots of prismarine from it, and I need more. So I need to kind of give him his shop back so that he can restock it. So he can restock it, yeah. So what I'm thinking is we'll just bury it somewhere because we're pirates, right?
Right, yeah.
Basically, I want to bury it really close to his base and give him a map for where to find it. Okay. But I want the map that we give him for where to find it to take him like many far away, which will then give him a map of his base and show him where it's actually buried.
I like it. I like it. The old switcheroo. Yeah.
And you're the interdimensional traveler. So
I am.
I was wondering if I was to drop off a map to you, could you go and bury a map somewhere like many, many, many thousands of blocks away and make a map of where it is?
Yes, not a problem at all, Miss Beardstone. I'll consider it done.
When you come back, you may no longer be a cabin boy.
Oh, what would I be? Cabin man?
I actually paused because other than first mate and
Don't know any of the names, do you?
no. I'm a good pirate. In other news, it turns out letting Pops run around live machinery is a bad idea. I think he got crushed in the grindstones, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but he needs revival. He's essentially dead. And there's only one way to revive a downed Pop, with a nether star. So to kick off today, we're going to need a bunch of wither skulls, and I don't have any. So we're going to go hunting in the nether, and then when we come back, we're going to get into a ruck with a big floaty scary man. Took us absolutely ages to get our first one, and then we've just managed to get 4 in the last couple of minutes. I think we're good to go. I've just got to remember how to get home. That's where we need to go. This way. Okay, now let's find somewhere out of the way to do this fight. And it looks like there's a nice, quiet coastal village over there that would love to have a wither come visit. Yeah, this looks perfect. Let's do this. Easy peasy. Now where's the nether star gone? Ha, there it is. So now we can give the gift of life to Rofo. But I think what we should probably do is move him off of all the mechanical stuff first. Let's turn our workshop off, just so the same thing doesn't happen again. Then revive. Oh, he's a bit peckish. Oh, he's eating the cake. Don't eat too much cake. Put some new things in here that Rofo can play with. Oh my days, look at his face. He is wired. Oh, his state is wild. I see. He's got too much energy. Oh, my days. Look at that. It's okay, Rofo. You'll be fine. You just ate a little bit too much cake, maybe. Anyway, that's one job done, and we found some cool stuff along the way as well. And you can tell how many wither skeletons we killed. Look at all the coal and bones we got. So with Rofo revived, we now need to focus on our next task, which is all to do with Chosen's RV, because he's actually sold out of Prismarine, and I'd quite like some more. Which means we do need to give him his shop back so he can restock it. Right, there we go. We're going to go and bury Chosen's RV. Then we're going to make a map of the location, give that map to Foxy, and he's going to go somewhere thousands of blocks away to bury it. And then make a map of that location, which is the one we'll deliver to Chosen in some form or another. Now, I want to bury it somewhere not too far from his base, although it might be an idea to frame someone else. Yeah, maybe that's what we should do. Should we hide it at someone else's base? Because ideally, we don't want to let Chosen know it was us that stole it. Oh my word, what is all this? There's a whole street. Oh, this is incredible. This whole thing looks very much in the style of Azu, so that's going to be my guess. But yeah, we'll have to come back when Azu's online. Check that place out properly. Ah, Stam's train. We could frame Stam. So let's park the RV down here. So let's make that solid. Get the signs back on. So to make a lodestone, we just need iron and chiseled stone bricks. That right there. Link it up to a compass. Now let's go find Foxy, give him the compass, and ask him to hide it. Foxy! That is the location of Chosen's RV.
Okay.
That is what I would like you to take many, many far away. Make a map.
Yeah.
And deliver the map back to me. And then you will be promoted to the cabin man.
Cabin man? I can't wait. Look, come see Mr. Beardstone.
What have you been up to?
I'll show you. Look.
Oh, this is you sending water to the nether?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, come with me, Mr. Beardstone. Water in the nether.
So water in the nether because it's in a tank, I see. And then you're going to use that for crafting and farms and stuff?
Yeah, come with me, Mr. Beardstone.
And now?
We're going to workshop. I haven't plugged it in yet. But obviously, I needed a new workshop because I've completely ransacked my starter base. It's gone now. So
Right,
I
okay,
need,
I see.
spout filling, mixing, The only thing I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to achieve is a washer, because of course you need to have water for the fan to blow through. So I don't know how that's going to happen.
Oh yeah, because you can't put water in the leaf block because it will evaporate.
Yeah, so that's a bridge I've got to cross.
Maybe you can just never wash, Foxy. Never wash again.
Never make gold and soul sand and all that sort of stuff ever again. Yeah.
Oh no, you don't need to make gold. I'll make gold. It's fine.
I have no gold, Mr. Beardstone, because they spent it all on my backpack upgrades.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's probably something I'm going to be adding to the Black Powder Bay Emporium.
What's that?
Gold and
Gold?
copper.
Ooh.
Gold and copper, because they're both annoying to craft. And farm.
Yeah. Well,
So, that's literally I think that's going to be what I sell in my shop next, which means
nice.
that's what I'll be doing for the rest of most of this episode.
Well, ditto. I'm also going to be making a gold farm this episode. I'm just thinking we could potentially tie together and do it the good old-fashioned way, because don't forget, Mr. Beardstone, we're in the Nether, and I just happen to have a spot perfect for making many, many gold.
Oh, you're thinking like literally make an old school piglin
Just
farm
like your
thing.
creeper farm, but for pigments. And then we'd be rich. Beyond our wildest dreams, Mr. Beardstone.
With
we can
all the
bury all
gold.
that gold in places, and people
Yep.
can one day find it in the future and, think of it.
and question how it even got there in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what's even better? If you
What's
put
that?
gold under a press, you can turn it into gold coins.
Ooh. Then we can bury those.
Yes, exactly. We just bury everything, Foxy.
Yeah.
Bury everything. I mean,
Yeah.
I was going to do a create-based gold farm, because then I don't need to AFK
It will be, because
anywhere.
it'll be spinny roundy. Or, you could even have it as like a dual one. You could have a pigman one, but just in case the pigman were having an off day, we could just have create just spitting out gold as well.
I see. What, and then feed it all into the same place and build a shop together?
Yeah.
That sounds good. I like this. I like this
Yay.
plan, Foxy. Yay!
Wonderful.
A collab farm.
Hurrah!
Yay!
Yeah, I'll see you a bit later then, Mr. B.
I'll be in touch.
Okay.
Oh, and let me know how you get on with burying the map as well.
Burying the map. So
Bury the compass. Bury the
bury
compass.
the compass. Use the map. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. How am
So
I
you-
going to X marks the spot it?
Take a banner.
That's a good idea. I'll take a banner, Mr. Beardstone.
Yeah, take a banner, Foxy. Good thinking.
That's why you're the captain and I'm just cabin boy.
Well, you're cabin teenager currently. You're like
teenager.
yeah, on your way to becoming a cabin man, Foxy.
Cabin
I
man.
believe in
Here we
you.
go.
Bye. Right, so we're going to have 2 gold farms. We're going to have all the gold in the world, and then we can open a gold shop together. Wonderful. Right, so Rofo is alive again. The RV is buried. We do want to build our gold farm, but first I need to finish this fort. Primarily the courtyard down here. And then once I've done that, what I actually need to do is link up to the next area of land where we can build this gold farm. And I'm thinking maybe we should go round this way. So, where would the footway go? Footway? I mean walkway. What we could do is have some stairs that come down here and then wrap around this ledge, then connect diagonally over this way, and then we can build on top here. Alternatively, we could actually just build a small platform here and connect bridges over to this side, so that might work a bit better. Or maybe we could do both and decide where we want to build afterwards. I don't know. But let's jump into time-lapse mode, get this courtyard built, and maybe by the end of that we'll even have some bridges. Let's see how carried away I get. Well, I ended up building the bridges, and I actually quite like how they've come out. I think they look pretty good, and they look particularly nice with shaders on in the sunset. Look at that. Wonderful. So that now means we're connected between the tower over there and the big landmass over here. I say big, it's not actually as big as I thought, but I reckon if we build some kind of a platform and attach it to the side of the mountain here... Ooh. There's a rail. That's new. But anyway, I reckon if we were to build something over here, we would then be able to have enough space for another factory. At least that's the hope. And if we come back to the fort itself, I've also just filled up the yard a little bit. We've got some more of these Black Powder Bay Emporium crates. Got some TNT ready to ship out, as well as just another bunch of resources. And lots of wood for all the repairs we've been making. I've also added a bit of snow here and there, although I could do with some on the upper ramparts as well, which I actually forgot to do. So let's just scatter a bit here and there in the corner. corners. Right, there we go. That's better. It looks a bit more like it belongs up in the mountains now. And that means I can finally take a schematic of this, get it up on the Discord for all the Patreon members, YouTube members, and of course Twitch subscribers. I'm sure I'll stream again soon. But yes, you'll be able to grab this fort here as well as the boats. Just make sure your accounts are linked up with Discord. But I think it's time we started thinking about a factory over here. If we're going to be making gold and building a shop with Foxy, we need a decent amount of space with which to be able to do that. And I reckon if we were to put a building here, maybe another building here, and a little balcony connecting them, that should give us enough space. We can always sort of give it a basement and go into the mountain a bit if we need to. But instead of it just being one giant building up here, I think having a few smaller buildings might actually work better. And if we run out of space on top, we could even put some buildings in the side and just have little paths that come down to those. I just think that's going to look better than having one giant building here. We've already got one giant building. Now let's do something different. So I think I'm going to start by developing the top of this mountain, just making it look good, getting a couple of buildings on here. Actually, no. What we should do first is actually work out roughly how much space we're going to need. So I think we need a factory diagram. How's Rofo doing? Energy's a little bit low. Hunger's pretty good. In fact, I think what I can actually do is just have a look at Rofo's diary and update it. He's still helpful and friendly. He's full and he's rested. And other than that, he seems to be having a wonderful time. Bad memories. Died. Yeah, that's not a good memory. I probably shouldn't have left the machines running with him running around down here. That's how he died the first time round. Well, that's a bit menacing, running at me with a sword. Well, I had a lot of fun with that, and we now have our first building of this complex that's going to be over here in position. And although it looks quite big, there's not actually that much space inside. Although we do have an extra floor here and a bit more space at the top, so it might be enough for what we want to do, but I guess we'll find out soon. First though, I do need to get power over here, and currently the power is over there. Question is, how do we want to transfer it? I mean, we could just have a chain drive that links across to that building. I guess that probably makes the most sense. The other option, of course, is to route it down through the mountain, across, and then back up through this one, which would look a bit tidier, but will take a lot longer. So for now, we'll stick in a chain drive, and if we don't like how it looks, we can switch it up a bit later. Yeah, this is starting to look cool now, though, with the bridges and the extra building.
Miss Beardstone.
Oh, Foxy. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Ah, Jinx.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. How goes?
Yeah, good, thank you. I've got your maps, but it does occur to me that as much as one of them's got the secret treasure location on it, it's not a locator map, so it doesn't show you where you are. I think you need to figure out how to turn it into a locator map. Pretty sure you just you copy that map 8 times and wrap it around the compass.
Yeah, something to do with compasses, isn't it?
Pretty sure.
I'll ask my good friend Google.
Yes.
Often has the answers to basic vanilla mechanics that I should definitely know by now.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have to do that at the location where you made the map.
Well, hopefully so, because I didn't make the map.
No.
Hopefully you don't have to go back.
Yeah, well, the problem is, Mr. Beardstone, I got a death marker out there, and it took me ages to figure out how to get it off my screen because the map doesn't go that far away. But there is a button. I found it.
Right,
but everywhere I look, it's like, your death, 162 kilometers away. It's like, oh, jeez.
How's your gold farm going?
Well, I've just been this morning gathering a whole bunch of magma blocks because I believe that's what I need to make a vanilla gold farm.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They usually glow in the thumbnails. Yep.
Yeah, and that's as far as I've got.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's further than me.
Oh, really? You know?
Yeah, I've made my yard look nicer.
Yeah, it does look nice. Yeah.
So I did that, and then I added a bridge.
Yeah, and I see you've got a little building at the end of the bridge.
Yeah, and
I flew into that.
Yeah. Oh, because it wasn't there before.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting it, Miss Beardstone.
I mean, I feel like, how fast were you flying not to be able to adjust?
Well, I got really good at flying when I was doing my bit through the nether in the last episode, so
I
very
see.
fast.
Incredibly fast, Foxy. A flying fox, some might say. You are now officially Foxy the cabin man.
Woo! Cabin man! Yeah, boy! Finally. What do I have to do to become first mate?
Well, you've got a few more steps yet. Cabin Lord's next.
Oh, cabin lord. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Yes.
Lord of the cabin.
Lord of the God, I could like fold all of the sheets and get the beds prepared, and no one could tell me that, oh, you've done that wrong, because I'd be unbelievable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Can't wait for my next mission. Goodbye.
All right. Cheers. Bye. Well, he's easily pleased. Right. Power. That's what I'm going to sort out. We'll get back to the map shortly. And I'll tell you what, that looks like a lovely place to steal power from, doesn't it? Let's just do a bit of that. Bit of that. Place that. Although, do we want it just sticking out of the wall? We could probably make it look a little bit nicer, couldn't we? So let me just have a quick look. If I stick a gearbox in there, it doesn't matter what way this is rotating, and it doesn't matter what way that's rotating. Okay, so that shouldn't change anything. I want to make sure I'm not breaking things before I start adding in random gearboxes. Right, that'll do. Just going to hook this power under here for now. And there we go. Now we have power. Right, so let's work out this factory. Our end result is going to be gold ingots, which of course we know we have to get from gold nuggets. And we have a few options. We can crush things like ochrum and other stuff that's not renewable, so that's no good. We can smelt stuff down that's already made of gold, also not useful. We can wash stuff, and I think washing red sand is the best way. We have a 12% chance to get 3 nuggets. Or we can wash soul sand, and we have a 2% chance to get 1 nugget. So yeah, red sand is definitely the way to go. So to get red sand, we crush granite. To get granite, we can mix diorite and quartz. We can press lava, red sand, and flint, but obviously that's pointless because we need the granite to get the red sand. So that means we're going to need diorite and quartz. Of course, to get diorite, we need quartz. So I guess we're going to get a byproduct of gold anyway, because the way to get quartz is, of course, from washing soul sand. So we're going to get a little bit of gold from this method. I guess we're doing both methods. So yeah, we're going to need to get to soul sand for that. To make diorite, of course, we need quartz and cobble. So let's write a list. We need a cobble generator. Then we need to crush to gravel, crush to sand, haunt to soul sand, wash to quartz, craft to diorite, craft to granite, crush to red sand, wash to gold, and then press to ingots. And we'll burn all the excess flint, bushes, and clay that we'll get from crushing gravel and sand and washing red sand. I think that's everything. But I think I do just want to do this as one great big long process. And similar to what we've done for the rocket factory over there, we'll just store an amount of each item as we go along. That feels like the best thing to do, because that way we'll always have a backup, and when we need more, we can get it quickly. So I guess I need to make myself a cobble generator, grab some crushers, some washers, some crafters, and a few other bits and bobs. Right, I think I've got everything we need. Let's go see what we can build. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is actually get power just running through every floor. We're just going to do this everywhere, and then we can pull up the power on whatever side we need it. Apparently, I've put this floor half a block too low, so let's just quickly pick all this up and redo it. Right, there we go. Power on every floor, and I think we're going to use this top floor here for our cobble generation, because we don't need a lot of space for that. We've got these little mechanical generators that we can use. Let's just put one there, and then we'll connect power to that in a moment. But first thing I want to do is collect the cobble. So we're probably going to need quite a lot of cobble, so let's actually get 2 generators on here. Smart Shoot's feeding it into this vault, and let's get that powered. So between them, they're using 32,000 SU. That's quite a lot. Let's just make sure they're actually set to make cobble. And there we go. We're getting cobble at an extremely fast rate. So what I'm actually going to do is put a clutch in here with a threshold switch, looking at that. And we'll just set a threshold switch that when it gets full, basically, so when the vault is at 400 stacks, it will turn these off. And then when it goes below 355 stacks, it will come back on again. Look at that, over 20,000 in just a couple of minutes. Now, we're going to actually need the cobble for multiple things. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually put a packager under the bottom here with a stock link and some chutes that go through the floors, because that way we can call out cobble wherever we need it. Because we do, of course, need this to craft diorite and other things later on. But mostly, we just want to be crushing lots of cobble. So let's have a look. Is there a way through here? Yes, look, there's the back of my vault. So if I put an encased chain drive there, and that's going to get a belt going in the right direction. Excellent. Let's just put a shaft there and there. In fact, I think what I'm actually going to do is lower this a block. Connect that belt up there, and then we're going to extend the belt out this way. In fact, we'll just have a double belt because we need space to be able to power the crushing wheels. Let's get those in. I guess we're going to want them there and there, and they are spinning correctly. Get those in. And we need more belts down the bottom here. Just need chutes there. That will force us to stack through these smaller chutes. Actually shorten these belts. Then we need to split that into two. Let's block off the ends so we don't throw cobble everywhere. Last thing I need to do is power those belts. Ah, dang it, they're going the wrong way. Maybe I can steal it from there instead. Though I think we're still going to need a gearbox. Actually, I've got a better idea. Instead of messing around with more belts down here, what I could actually do is just raise all this upper block. Then what I could actually do is feed this stuff directly into a vault. So that's going to store our gravel. So now what I want to do is crush down the gravel into sand. I've got an idea on how we might be able to do this. It involves a fan on there, which is blowing up. Perfect. So what I'm thinking is we'll take the gravel out of here, send it into here, and then it's going to go up into this vault. And then from there, we can pull it out and crush it down into sand. There's something I should probably do in the meantime. Get a chute in there, which should start making gravel. And then that's going to start filling up the vault at the top there. And of course, it's going to fill up the vault at the back here as well. So what I'm thinking is we'll have belts coming across here that go into crushes here. Just need to power that so the belts are going the right way. Have chutes below there. Once again, going into another vault. Though, we are going to need a little bit more space at the top here. I need to actually raise the belt, which means I'm probably going to need to raise the vault as well. What I can probably do is remove the floor there. Raise the belt up to this level. Put chutes on top. Make sure stuff can't fall off the end. Then we can just get those belts in. Get the funnels in. And then get power. That's going the wrong way. That's also going the wrong way. What I should probably do is actually just raise that, then raise that, get that back in. There we go. For now, we don't care about clay and flint, so we're actually just going to burn those straight away. That's going to leave us with only sand in here, which is exactly what we want. So on the bottom level here, I've decided to set up a chain drive thing so we can move stuff about a little bit easier. And what we can do is we can package up sand and have it go into here and have it sent where we need. And I've brought the cobble down over to this side here. So that means when we send the sand off to go to get turned into red sand, we can get it over to where we need. And when we need cobble to start making diorite, we can do the same with that. So let's start off with the haunting of stuff. I need a fan. Did I bring any more with me? Yes, so that is blowing. Excellent. And what a nice big area for haunting. Though I do still need to actually craft the soul campfire. Now all I need to do is feed sand down into this. So if we do that and filter for sand, that is now all we're getting down here. Perfect. Just going to turn that funnel around for a moment. So I'm going to need to set up a filter on this side to make sure we're only collecting soul sand. Right, there we go. That will now do its thing. The next up, we need to take the soul sand and wash it. So I think this is how we're going to do it. We've got two funnels on the top of the vault that's now quite well hidden in there. That brings the soul sand up on top here. We've then got our fans there. We just need to put in a couple of mangrove roots or something with some water. That's going to wash them, and then they're going to get dropped down into here. And this is where we're going to end up with our quartz and a little bit of gold. And this is a very cramped building, but I'm quite enjoying trying to fit everything in here. Let's grab some roots and water, and then we can get at least our first little dribble of gold coming in. There we go. That's going to get that stuff washed. And if we put another packager on there with another frog port, thinking about it, I'm going to make sure all of these are set to send only. Put another stock link on there. Now let's have a look at our clipboard and see how we're doing. So we've got the cobble gen, we're crushing to gravel, to sand, we're haunting the soul sand, we're washing to quartz. Okay, so we're about halfway there, but we are pretty much out of space in this building now. So I think we're going to need to expand. What I'm thinking is maybe a tall, thin building here, and then maybe another building in the side here with a sort of path that loops around the mountain and connects to it. So I think it'll be quite nice to build into the mountain as well as just having buildings on top. And this face here is probably actually a good place for one. We can just stick out a small balcony, build the front of a building, and then dig out into the mountain. Then that will give us lots of space to work with. So maybe we'll actually just leave this bit as is for now. But that does mean we need to get back to building mode. So I need to dump all this stuff, pick up some other stuff, turn on some funky music, and probably block that window. Alrighty, looking good. We have another building in. I think I still want to sort of rough these up a little bit. They look a little bit too pristine and cute and cozy compared to the fort that we've got going on over here. But yeah, we'll get to that later. What I've actually done is put in a winding path around the side here that goes up to the top level of the building. But as you come down these stairs, there's actually a balcony out on this side, just because it seemed like a nice thing to do. But you can also go into the top floor of the building here. And then we've got stairs down to the bottom floor. Now, what I've also done is linked up some chain drives. These actually go through this tunnel here. And then there's a little frog at the bottom here who's going to put things on the chain drive. And then there's just a line of chutes that go to the building up the top. And if we go up here, there's a frog here. So basically, if we ask for things down the bottom, it should get sent over this way, if I've set it up correctly, but we'll figure that out shortly. For now, what I need to start doing is making diorites. So for this one, we're going to need a line of belts. Then we're going to need mechanical crafters. Let's just set these up like this. Then we need a bunch of funnels here for inputs. Then we're going to need more inputs here and then belts on top. And there's not going to be enough space here. So what I'm actually going to do is sink the belts on the bottom into the floor. In fact, I might actually have more space up here. Yeah, this might actually be a better place to do it. So up here, there's definitely more space. We've got all the funnels feeding into the crafters, and then around the front here, it's going to go into this vault. So let's just put an input here. So this is what's going to fill up with diorite for us. What I do need to do, of course, is figure out how I'm going to get resources onto these belts. In fact, it would help if I put the belts on top here as well. Right, that's better. We've got the belt on the top now, and I think ideally what we're probably going to want is bolt there and another one there. We want those emptying their stuff onto the belts. This is where things are going to get tricky, because we want this quartz to go onto this belt here, but we also want it to go onto this belt over here. So we could, of course, do that. So that's going to get the quartz in both the right places, but we're going to struggle to get the cobble where we need that, which is, of course, down here. So we could make that vault a little bit longer, have a belt going across here, and then put some more chutes in. That should work. Now what we need is power. So conveniently, we do have some in the floor here. Is that going to be going in the right direction? Nope. Okay, everything is now powered up here. The last thing we need to do is actually get stuff into these vaults. Now, I think it's going to be doable. If I put a packager on the bottom there, some chutes coming down here. In fact, let's do it without the packager at the top. It'll make this a bit simpler. What we're going to do is put a couple of fans under there. We do need to get power to these. Okay, so now anything that goes into here is going to get blown upwards into the vaults. Now we just need to get stuff into the chutes. So we can do something fairly straightforward here. Just need my belts and andesite funnels. And we need a couple of barrels here with packagers and frogs. And this frog we'll prefix with Beardstone, call it diorite cobble. Call this one diorite quartz. And the last thing I need to do is put some packagers up here, get them linked up to the same network, put a factory gauge on each one of these packagers, set this one to cobble, and we always want 100 stacks. Put this in as BS diorite cobble. That should start requesting cobble, and we should start getting some up here. It's currently not coming through. Let's find out why. So we've actually just got loads of cobble over here. I've just had to set this one to a wild card, which probably isn't what we want. Ideally, we want this one to be like factory 2 and then wild cards. So if we do factory 2, then wild cards, that frog's going to stop picking up anything that goes past, and we'll only pick up things that have the factory 2 prefix. So if we go up to this address here and put factory 2, then a hyphen, It's not actually space, so we're going to have to set that to F2. And over here, we'll set this to F2. Yep, there we go. So it's taking all of those now. There is going to be a bit of a backlog, though, so let's just quickly clear that by setting that. And now if we set that to F2, that should work fine. And now we need to do the same thing for quartz. So we'll set that to quartz. Set the address to F2, BS, diorite, quartz. That to 100 stacks as well. So the only problem we've got is, of course, I forgot that these funnels can't draw things through the bottom of the belt. So I actually just need to replace these with some chutes. And there we go. Now we're getting diorite. So next up, we need to turn that diorite into granite. And we do that by mixing diorite and quartz, I think. I hope that's what we do, because I've just spent ages building the things. Yes, diorite and quartz, and we can just put those in a mixer. So what I think we're going to do for the mixers is feed stuff in on this side, have it come out on this side and go into this vault. So I'm making progress over here. We're now bringing diorite over just via a belt. It didn't need all the frog stuff. If I put some funnels down here, we can start filling up the basins. We're going to need a bunch of mechanical mixers on top of those. And we still need to get quartz into here. Now, I'm actually having a bit of a change of heart here. I think it might make more sense to have a frog here to get the quartz in on this side. Give this frog a name of F2 granite quartz. Oh, wait a minute. It needs to be wildcard BS granite quartz. And this needs to be F2 BS granite quartz. Set that to 25 stacks, because that's pretty much all that barrel can hold. And hopefully that's going to start loading up quartz over here. I'll switch things up a little bit. We're actually going to have the quartz coming in on that side, and then I'm going to put in a line of chutes here with a line of chutes there. Now, before we go any further, it's getting quite cramped back here, but I do need to get power over to all of these mixers. So let's do that. And we'll just put the diorite back in across the top of those chutes, and look at that, we're now making granite. Just need to make sure all that goes into that vault over there. Perfect. Now what we need to do is crush that granite. So can we squeeze that in here? It's going to be very, very tight. We're already running out of space again. It looks like I can just about squeeze some crushing wheels in there. So we'll have an input funnel there. And then I'm going to need an item drain for this next bit, because there's not enough room to get another belt in. I also grab a bunch of them while I'm here. They'll probably come in handy elsewhere. And if I stick that in there with a brass funnel, then that's going to crush down our granite and give us red sand. What I now need to do is wash the red sand to turn it into gold. So despite the lack of space, I have just about managed to squeeze in the washing of the red sand. And we are washing it quicker than we're making it, so this system will keep up just fine. And then what we're doing is collecting all the gold nuggets in here and destroying all the dead bushes in here. I did have a basin with lava there a second ago, but the cauldron is the one that works. A basin will actually just store the items in it, and that's not what we want. So the last thing to do is to convert these gold nuggets here into gold ingots. Well, this is quite possibly the most tightly compact farm I've ever made, but we've definitely got everything in here now. What we're doing is converting the gold nuggets, which are dropping into this basin here, 9 at a time, into gold ingots, and they go into this box over here. There's then a frog above him who's on a timer. Every 20 seconds, he will deposit everything that's in that barrel and send it to BS Gold, which is this crate out here. I do need to decorate a little bit to make it fit in better. And then in here, we've got all of our gold ingots coming through. But because we're also getting some gold ingots from the soul sand up here, I'm also making sure that this stuff gets sent out as well. In fact, you just saw some go then. And that's getting sent all the way down to this frog here, who's then collecting those ingots. Basically, he's always requesting sort of 5 stacks of them, which is more than there'll ever be up there once it's cleared the backlog. But we do now have a fully functioning gold farm. A very, very cramped fully functioning gold farm. I think what I've learned from this is that next time, I definitely need to build a slightly bigger building if I'm going to build a farm with this many steps. Now, with the gold coming in, there's just one last thing we need to do before we wrap up today. So I've done a bit of research, and it is possible to make locator maps in Bedrock, because in Java, they are all locator maps by default. But you'll notice we're still not on the map here at all, which is a problem. And it turns out there is a max distance that the location will actually show up on a map, and on a level 0 map, such as this, that distance is 256 blocks. So this isn't going to work. So we are going to have to come up with another plan, but Foxy appears to be online, so let's go see if he's got any ideas. I mean, I guess we could just use a compass again. Oh, locator maps.
Yeah.
All maps by default on Java are locator maps.
Oh, so why didn't it show where you were on the map then?
Because they have a max range.
Oh. Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. For a level 0 map, do you want to know what that range is?
256 blocks.
It is exactly 256 blocks, yes. So, I'm going to need you to go back out there with a compass and a lodestone, because they don't have a max distance. He's just going to have to follow a compass.
Oh my god, I got to go back out there?
Yeah.
You're going to have to give me a lot of rockets.
So you'll need to make a lodestone, bury that next to the chest with the other compass in.
Right.
Click the lodestone with that compass, and then bring that compass back to me.
Right.
And then you'll be a cabin lord.
Cabin lord.
I think this deserves a promotion. Because I'm making you travel quite far once again.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Beardstone. Appreciate it.
Right, so I guess it's going to be a little bit longer till Chosen gets his RV back, and a little bit longer till I can get some prismarine from him. So let's chuck a bunch of rockets in Foxy's storage. That should help him out on his mission. And while we're doing that, we might as well dump some more in the shop as well, now that our factory's got to work and made a whole bunch of them. And, 36 diamonds. Wonderful, we've definitely been selling stuff then. And with that, I think we're just about done. And as long as I go AFK for a little while and Foxy gets his farm built, next episode we can build another shop. But sadly, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye now.